How did you end up signing with Conor McGregor's new label? Because when I saw he announced the label, and then now you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say Bone Thugs is on the label as well.
I'm not sure if that is done, but
I mean that was at least,
that's the intent. Yeah.
Okay, that was at least in the air.
Yeah. I don't know.
Were you the first person to sign?
No, I believe Bone was.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? I believe they are.
Okay,
you know, but I don't want to speak.
You don't want to speak on other people
on the business. Fair. Yeah. But I know we were brought up second, but my project was more close to being completed because I had already been working on it. Right. So that's why we were able to get in, make the announcement, and boom, pull the trigger.
Yeah, like I already got music ready.
All right, I'm ready to go.
But take me through the process, because a lot of people might see Conor McGregor's got a record label and be like, well, this is a tax write-off for this guy, or he's not going to take it serious.
No, I said the same thing. I was, you know, but then, because we were getting close to being done with the record, and I wanted to, you know, I started looking at ways to distribute it.
Like, how are we going to put this out?
Now that I got the record I want, how am I going to put it out? So we started looking at everything, and, you know, shout out to LaRussell. You know, I went to go see him. I like to,
Even's a dope site.
Yeah, exactly.
LaRussell's a fucking pioneer.
I love what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm very inspired by that young man, and, you know, he got a movement going too, and he's going to do huge things. So, you know, I went to go see, you know, I'm familiar with all the DSPs and the sites and all that other stuff. So I wanted something different because I'm at this point of where I am, musically, I have very small windows of opportunity for me to be totally transparent, for me to make the mark that I need to mark and shift the tide, right?
And you got to put some respect on the body of work you're sitting on.
Correct.
You don't want to just...
Don't throw it out.
Correct.
Be patient. And so I was patient. And so then the opportunity came from, you know, shout out to Bobby D, shout out to, you know, Big Tato, who've been with me for years now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a call and said that Conor McGregor was starting a record label and they wanted to hear some music. We sent them the music. They was like, fucking, we want to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then I was like, well, what the fuck is Conor McGregor gonna do?
What's he know about music?
What is he gonna do? But then they explain it. It's like, okay, so here's the deal. So everything he does involves music. You know what I'm saying? He has to pick this for this fight. He has to do this. He trains to it. He is very locked in on the music side, right? And so I was like, listening to music and marketing and promoting and selling music is to 3 to 17,000 different things, right? And so he's like, okay, well, let's kind of have a conversation. We went out to Marbella, Spain. And first we went to Ireland, and I met the team of people that he wants to form Greenback Records with, right? And so there's some business side of people that, you know, do a multitude of things in the McGregor world, but then there's, you know, people he brought in specifically to do the record side of things. And these people have worked in the buildings. They've been they're music people with the business people. So I wanted to go check that out. I was like, okay, cool. That makes me feel a lot better. You know what I'm saying? And so from there we went to actually meet Conor, and then sat down, you know, got to see the bare knuckle boxing shit. But,
this was in Ireland?
No, that was in Spain.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's basically how it happened. And then when we come home, you know, it was just like, okay, it's time to go. We're gonna push go. And we push the button and that shit's working. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking working.
So, because we've seen athletes try to do the label thing.
No, but he's not in it like that.
No, I know, but I'm saying, but we've seen it, right? Like, we've seen it. It's very. I don't know if it's ever worked, to be honest.
No, it's not because he's.
But usually it's like, to be fair, it's usually like football players and basketball players that also kind of want to rap.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not trying to rap whatsoever.
So like, you guys have that initial convo, and like, was there anything he said to you that made you kind of be like, yeah, fuck it, let's give this a try?
He's approaching it differently, and he's not jaded by any of the record politics that we all know about.
Right.
He's literally looking at this like fight promotion. I love that. You know what I'm saying?
A different way to approach the business.
Way to do it.
Yeah.
We talking about approaching it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like, build it in that fashion. and that's exciting to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, the risk versus reward. I've never been afraid to step out on faith. You know what I'm saying? So
and like, dude, the videos have been insane.
Yes, it's fucking working.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I haven't.
You said that boat. There's a boat in the video you have, and that's Conor's Lamborghini boat.
Yeah.
That shit look crazy.
Yeah, it's dope. I'm glad. Hey, man, shout out to the Big Mac. You know, let me use his boat.
What, like,
that was dope.
Would you say there's any misconceptions about that guy? Because I would say I'm like a surface level fight fan, but not like super in it. You know?
Yeah. I see. You know, now that we've been, you know, collaborating, you know, people like you wanted to see him fight. You know, the stuff in the press about the whatever suit or whatever he's got going on. You know, look, dude, I got to look at it like this. If you can't stay down with the people in their dark times, you don't deserve to stand up with them in the light, you know?
Facts.
So, you know, like...
And he denies the whole thing. You know?
Understood. Yeah. But, I mean, there's no criminal charges. You know, it was a civil suit, so I'm not gonna get in the middle of
right. I don't want to get into the you know the weeds with that. But
right. But I do feel like, okay, cool, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just started collaborating, and from what I've seen, you know what I'm saying, the dude is doing the best he can.
Great businessman too. Like, his whiskey's fucking huge.
Yeah. But I think they actually, you know, went as far as, you know, trying to distance themselves from Conor McGregor.
Right.
And, you know, like, dude, you know.
Oh, the whiskey company did. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because like he's the brand.
Like you know,
there's no. Without him, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. But again, I stay down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't desert my people in their time of need. So, you know, shout out to the McGregor family. Shout out to his wife and kids. For sure. You know, that's who's important. You know what I'm saying? So I see him actively, you know, doing that. And,
I also feel like there was just a lot of things that didn't line up with that whole situation. Where you're
look, but that's not. You can't even get into the weeds with that either.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But again, it's like, you know, when you make a character judgment and you decide to align yourself with someone, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to trust your gut, and my gut tells me that we did the right thing.
Right. Take me back. So you come to LA. You were. Was there a certain point in time you were in, was it New Mexico or Arizona?
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Yes. Albuquerque, to be exact.
Yeah.
Yes.
You end up in Los Angeles. You end up kind of getting in with the Liquid Crew, right? Which would have been like the Licks, King T, Defari, and those guys.
Yes.
How do you initially get signed to Loud? Because at that time, Loud was, they had the, I don't know if they had the Licks yet. I don't know, were you first or was the Licks first?
Alcoholics are first.
So they had like 21 and Over and shit, which was a great album. So was that kind of your pathway to getting on Steve Rifkidd's like radar?
Actually, King T put me on first through a production group called 360 with James Broadway.
Okay.
So that's how I kind of like learned, you know, they were the first people I knew with record deals. So being around King T is how I met the Alcoholics.
And King T's one of the more like, I would say, underrated hip hop figures on the West Coast, maybe ever. I mean, he's up there, you know, like
absolutely, yeah. He's one of the forefathers. Like he was out.
He's behind so much shit that we don't even for
exactly, sure. Yeah. But King T gave me my first opportunities in hip hop, and so from there, I never made a demo. I never made a tape. I never made any of that kind of stuff. I was only on King T's, you know, King T for Life album. And I did a song called Freestyle Ghetto. And that was kind of like my demo, and it was like out on the record. And so from there, we were doing a show at Glam Slam, which was Prince's nightclub, downtown LA. And we were about to go on, because I used to go and just do ad-libs and support for the Alcoholics on their show. And then sometimes I'd be able to freestyle or stuff at the end, or if they had a spot for me, I would get out. And so we was about to go on, and Steve Rifkind was acting. He's like, "Hey, I want to sign you," just like that.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then Yeah, we went there and the next week got it done.